Welcome back to On Point, and welcome back American Pharoah. James, I'm proved wrong. I thought for sure a Triple Crown winner would never race again, but barring the unforeseen, we're going to see American Pharoah in action on Sunday.
Absolutely. You know, right after the Belmont, that was the first question that was asked at the press conference, and you know, Zayat said right then and there, hey, you know, we have the horse for the rest of the year. We're going to keep running him. And I think there was like some doubt that would happen, but it's fantastic that, you know, he's got this race on Sunday and maybe a couple more. So
yeah, and they drew the field. They got 8. We'll see how many actually go in the gate. Purse increased to $1.75 million, so some good reasons for others to run, even if they end up second. Obviously, American Pharoah, I'd say 1 to 10. Would be shocked if he were even 1 to 5, which is his morning line price. Bridge jumping in all pools, I have to suspect. I'm willing to give this one to him, and already the conjecture is going to start of where he goes from here. But he has to do this, and it is a betting game. You have $20, $30, whatever your bankroll is. What are you looking at to try to make the most of American Pharoah? And what will be some dumb money in the pool with $60,000 at Monmouth?
Right, yeah, I'm on the, I think that he's going to win. I mean, I think he's stronger than ever. He's just going to crush him on Sunday. And if I had a $20 or $30 bankroll, I'd be looking to play multi-race bets, try to hopefully get a long shot in one of the surrounding races, and you know, have a chance at a decent payout. You know, like you said, I mean, it's the next race. We'll be talking about the next race after this weekend.
Yeah,
lots of.
I'd say immediately after the race.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be a crush, and you know, there's the Travers, the Pacific Classic, probably too quick a turnaround. Although Baffert has said he's going back to California. Kind of surprising to me if they were thinking Travers. Why wouldn't you go to Churchill? So it'll be interesting to see what happens after the fact. But, you know, from a race fan standpoint, this is a rare instance for me. It's definitely all about the horse and the sporting aspect of it. I mean, there's really not much you can say at 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Although working for Twinspires, I'm going to be watching that show pool. Certainly wouldn't shock me to see him have 95, 96% of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they announced that, hey, if there's 6 horses, that we're going to have show wagering, and I was talking about it the other day, and I really thought that wasn't going to happen. I mean, even if they got 10, I thought they might cancel show wagering because it's definitely going to be a negative pool. So that costs the track when it's a negative pool, and I think you'd put something out on Twitter about what percentage 96 points you listed.
You took the over.
I took the over. Yeah, it could be 97, 98%.
That's huge.
It's a bridge jumper paradise race. You know, American Pharoah will have the bridge jumpers out in full force, taking the nickel on the dollar.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to say I can't blame him. I mean, it's not a bet I would make, but this is what I call the Go Zapper principle when he came back and ran in the Met Mile. There's just no reason to think a horse worth this much would be running at anything less than 100%. Right. He's not 80, he's not 90, he's not 99.9. Right. This horse is ready to roll. He's going to run his race. And maybe if he ends up in the Travers or some other spot, you say, well, let's, you know, in the Derby, no one thought he could, I shouldn't say no one, some people thought he couldn't get a mile and a quarter. Maybe now's the time we bet against him at 1 to 5. But in this spot, going a mile and an eighth against this group, God forbid, something goes wrong if he loses. That's the only thing I can see.
Absolutely, and you know, the 3 works in 10 days. I mean, I love that as a handicapping angle. And Baffert worked him 3 times in 10 days. And you know, a lot of trainers I think wouldn't have done that. They would have been on a more conservative, like once a week work kind of schedule. But I'm willing to believe him when he says he's better than ever. And you know, all indications are he's going to show up with his best.
Yeah, and it is horse racing though, so until those gates open, you really do never know. It's what makes it exciting. I think there's going to be a lot of people holding their breath at the track, Zayat and Baffert primarily.
Oh, yeah.
And this race to me, I was at the 01 Haskell, and I remember how mad Stevens was at Baffert, because I guess Baffert phoned down some directions for him to the outriders as they were going into the gate. And you just think, you know, that was probably nerves. I mean, Baffert knew he had one of the best horses he's ever trained at that point, a relatively young career. Who knows how it'll be now. I'm sure he learned a few things about relationships with his jockey, but it'll be interesting to see how the scene unfolds at Monmouth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think everybody's really expecting him just to go right to the front, out of the gate. But once again, he's tractable enough that he could sit second or third. So I think he'll leave it into Victor Espinosa's hands. And whether he's first, second, or third, it won't make any difference.
No, not at all. Well, we'll look forward to seeing what happens then. And by that time, we'll know what will have happened in the other 3-year-old races. Curlin, Jim Dandy, West Virginia Derby normally would be part of the highlight of a big weekend. American Pharoah certainly center stage, but do you have any hot takes on those races?
Well, I mean, Frosted and Texas Red and the Jim Dandy is a heck of a good matchup, but watch out for Japan. Those 3-year-olds, I mean, Mott's red hot at Saratoga, and those 3-year-olds are running terrifically for him. He's had Tiz Shady and Speedster in recent weeks, so wouldn't be surprised to see Japan show up with keep moving forward with a big effort.
I think if those 3 throw down and at least 2 of the 3 run big and have a good effort, people are definitely going to be clamoring for the American Pharoah match with them and the Travers, especially if it's Japan or Texas Red. He's beaten Frosted twice already, sort of know where he fits there, but yeah, Japan or Texas Red step up, people are going to say, let's see what you got.
Yeah, and I think he's more likely to go to the Pennsylvania Derby, but you're right, there's going to be a lot of people would love to see him in the Travers, so it'll be interesting to see what happens after Sunday.
All right, well, we'll let you know live. Follow us at twinspires on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Hopefully we'll have some winners on the undercard too. twinspires.com/blog, and we'll talk to you next week.